I'd like to welcome everybody. My name's Niki from the English Collective of Prostitutes, and I wanted to start by thanking Butler. I'm sorry, I can't see James from her office. I think he's running around doing logistics still. But to thank Butler for hosting this meeting. It was really kind of her to give us her time and put the effort into helping us organise this meeting in Parliament, especially as it's not about Brexit, right? Which is the thing that everybody's absolutely, overloaded by at the moment, and it's very hard to be able to get the attention of some MPs. So we're here. So I think I just gave away my copy of my report. If somebody could give me another copy, that would be lovely. Thank you very much. So we're here to launch our report, What's a Nice Girl Like You Doing in a Job Like This? And I just wanted to, before I introduce the speakers, I just wanted to say a couple of words about how the research came about and, really the purpose of it, because obviously we are not researchers. The English Collective of Prostitutes is a grassroots campaigning sex workers collective of women working on the street in premises. We're campaigning for decriminalisation and for safety and for resources so that women can get out of prostitution if they want. But we did decide to do the research because after the Home Affairs Select Committee recommended the decriminalisation of sex workers on the street and in premises, what we saw was that there was a particular focus on the exploitation within sex work. And so that, for example, when the results were announced, here's James, with our banners, hero. Thank you. Sorry, I should just say, I know Lynn Brown has to leave, I'm afraid, but we're very glad that you're here and we've got work to do together in the future. The Home Affairs Select Committee recommended the decriminalisation of prostitution of sex workers both on the street and in premises, which was a really important step. They did a very good inquiry and looked at the evidence, and that's what they recommended. They suggested to the government that the government do research, and when they were discussing that, what we saw was that this particular focus on exploitation, even the chair of the Home Affairs Select Committee, while speaking about the need to decriminalise, said that they wanted a zero tolerance of exploitation and they wanted to address the criminal, organised exploitation of sex workers. All very reasonable. We want to deal with exploitation as well. But we thought to ourselves, look, the most important thing is if you're looking at exploitation in sex work, it has to be in the context of exploitation across the board, of which there is a lot. And we looked around, there was no research comparing the pay and conditions of sex workers with other jobs commonly done by women, so we thought we'll do it ourselves. We took our inspiration from Empower in Thailand, did a fantastic report called Moving Towards Decent Work, where they asked, I think, 200 sex workers what were the conditions of work that they needed, what changes did they need to make sex work fit the definition of decent work. This is a very small-scale study, but we did look at our key findings and then see to what extent they were corroborated by other research, and there's a section on that in the report. So, I think so. And just finally, so the findings were corroborated. Okay, basically that's setting the scene for the research and the reason for it and what we did. So first of all, what we're going to do tonight is we have some of the women who were interviewed for the research to speak, covering different aspects of the work and their findings, and then Selma James to speak on the connection of why sex work is women's work. I will give a little bit of other context and moving forward, and then we'll open for discussion. We're hoping the speakers will not take more than an hour, and so then we'll move on. So there will be plenty of time for you to ask questions and for us to discuss how this research can be useful for the movement for decriminalisation.